Hey, it's great to be here with you today. And as usual, we have a fantastic topic that we are going to cover. So it's going to be really fun. Today, we are talking about Hawaii and specifically Maui versus Kauai. Which island is right for you? Maui has been a lot in the news lately. And if you are listening about when I'm recording it September of 2023. And you know that Maui has been a lot in the news because of all the wildfires, that the big destruction that has happened. Just before we jump into today's topic, I just want to update you. Currently, yes, Maui is open. Maui is available for travel. They really, really, really want people to still keep traveling to Maui. There are a few areas like the Lahaina area, that's a town on Maui. The Lahaina area is pretty devastated and they're still doing a lot of cleanup and that type of thing. So if you do have a chance to go to Maui, you can participate in some of the cleanup efforts if you would like to. But if you really just want to go for that getaway and that relaxing vacation, please still go. Please do not go because you feel like the whole entire island has been burned or something like that. That is not true. It's just located one specific area, mostly in Lahaina. And they really do want visitors and travelers to keep coming. So, anyway, with that little plug and update for current situation in Maui, you may be listening or watching like a long time after all of this has cleared up and everything's great. So, don't really want to belabor it too much. So, here we go. Let's talk about Maui versus Kauai and which island you should go to. So, visiting Hawaii, just period, is a super easy choice. So great. If you have not been to Hawaii, you got to start thinking about it. You got to start planning to go to Hawaii because it's amazing. What is not to love? It's in the US, so you don't need any kind of a passport or any kind of other documentation other than the same as if you were flying to a different US state. It's exactly the same as that. They have beautiful beaches, a amazing welcoming culture, lots of adventures, lots of fun things to do. And maybe you're thinking, yes, I do want to go to Hawaii, but I want to avoid the crowds and the more populated Oahu. And so, how do I know which island to go to, which is a smaller island? Today, I'm not going to be focusing on the big island, which is called Hawaii. There's one of the islands that is called Hawaii. It's also known as the Big Island. I'm not going to be talking about that island today because often a choice, if people don't want to go to Oahu, they want to choose between Maui and Kauai, but they don't know which one to choose. So let's jump in and hopefully I can give you a little more information about the two islands and you can help decide which one might be right for you. Okay, first let's talk about getting around and getting there, getting to the islands and getting around. Maui has more nonstop flights going in than Kauai. So that might be a factor as you are thinking about where to go. For getting around on the island, for both islands, you will need a car rental. You can't just do like, oh, let's just get a shuttle and shuttle around different places. The things are spread out enough, not within walking distance, all the things that you're going to want to see and do. So you will definitely need a car rental on both islands. The roads in Maui are generally better connected than the roads in Kauai. Kauai in contrast, has fewer nonstop flights. There are flights that they do have that are nonstop from the mainland US are generally in the west, on the West Coast. So like LA or San Francisco or Seattle, those types of cities may have some nonstop flights into Kauai. And getting around can be a little bit more of a challenge in Kauai just because it's a smaller island and it's not as, I guess, developed or commercialized or whatever you want to say. And so it can be a little bit more challenging, but there's still roads. There's still good roads on both islands. Maui is a little busier and Kauai is a little more secluded. So that's just kind of general knowledge. You can drive around the entire island of Kauai in just a couple of hours. It's a lot smaller. And Maui, it would take, well, you don't really drive the entire island in Maui. But anyway, it would take a lot longer to get all the way around Maui. Okay, let's talk about the weather. Both of them have amazing weather. Great, warm, beautiful temperatures year round. No matter when you go to Hawaii, it's a great time to go to Hawaii. So you do not need to worry about, winters being cold or anything like that. It's a wonderful time to go to Hawaii. In fact, some people love to go to Hawaii in January, February, because it's just so amazing there. So the average highs on Maui are a little bit higher than on Kauai. So if that makes a difference. Kauai has more rainfall. They're called the Garden Isle. And so they're really lush and green. The entire island is, and they tend to have like these short downpours. And then once they clear up, then there's just sunshine the rest of the time. So if that bugs you at all, like if you just think, I just really don't want those little showers that come, then maybe you wouldn't want to go to Kauai. But it's beautiful. That's what makes it the Garden Isle, is because it's so green and beautiful. Okay. Scenery. Scenery is beautiful on both islands. Maui has this great, amazing dormant volcano. It's called Haleakala. And this volcano actually covers about 40% of the island. So it makes kind of the mountainous area in the island. It's completely dormant. If we hear about volcanoes in Hawaii, they are never, ever this one on Maui. It's basically just a mountain that used to be a volcano. So it's a cool feature that is there. Seeing a sunrise or a sunset from Haleakala is really amazing, and it's really a must-do experience. Maui also has something called the Road to Hana. And the Road to Hana is like this kind of narrow, more winding highway that meanders through all kinds of scenery. You can see like everything from the rainforest to waterfalls. There's some great areas where you can pull off and just hike a little bit or walk a little bit over to some amazing waterfalls. You can see some beautiful coastlines. So these two pictures that I have here, the one on the left is Maui, and you can see like kind of the black volcanic rock beach kind of area. And the one on the right is Kauai. Now, the scenery on Kauai is more rugged. Kauai is where you will find the famous Nepali coast. And the Nepali coast is these dramatic cliffs and these hidden beaches. Some of the places along the Nepali coast are only accessible by sea, like by getting there by boat, by air, helicopter rides, or things like that, or some challenging hikes. So it's really rugged along the Nepali coast, but also really gorgeous. Kauai also has something called the Waimea Canyon, which is known as the Grand Canyon of the Pacific. So that's really fun. That's a cool place to see also. Both islands have waterfalls. Both islands have beaches. If both of the scenery sounds great, so far we've talked about, weather and scenery and driving around. And if all of that sounds great so far and you're still like, I don't know, they still sound like they'd both be amazing. They are both amazing. So just keep on listening and let's see if we can find any other points of difference that might make a difference in whether you go to one or the other. Okay, our next thing we're going to talk about is the beaches. The beaches are also beautiful on both islands. There are plentiful beaches. On Maui has those famous golden sand beaches. Some of their beaches are more narrow. They might not be quite as wide as deep of a beach, but they're more narrow, but they're also longer. There are longer stretches of coastline with beaches. On Kauai, the beaches might be a little wider, so you might have a wider distance on the beach, but they can be shorter sometimes, if that makes sense. The Kauai beaches sometimes can be less crowded than Maui's beaches because it is a smaller island and there's fewer tourists there. Maui also has beaches that have black sand or red sand, so different kind of colorings because of the, I guess, geology on Maui with the dormant volcano and stuff. So if you wanted to see different types of beaches, maybe colors of sand, Maui might be your choice. But both islands have great snorkeling. They have colorful fish. They have coral reefs, like beaches, and of course, all of the beach activities that you might love to do along the beaches. So great options for beaches on either island. Okay, let's talk about some other activities, like some specific things that you might go or you might do on either Maui or Kauai. So Maui is known for world-class snorkeling. They have a beach called Po'olena. Sorry, there's a lot of vowels in Hawaiian names, and so I just want to make sure I pronounce them correctly. Anyway, is a beach that is on the south part of the island, and it is seriously one of the best in Hawaii. They have tropical fish, turtles, manta rays, just all kinds of beautiful snorkeling there. Kauai, you might focus more on hiking. There's the Kalalau Trail, which is really this challenging trail along the Nakpali coast that I was talking about. But there's beautiful waterfalls and vistas and just really kind of a sense of adventure. Then also Maui, something that people love to do is take a catamaran cruise at the sunset, because you can see like this coastline views, and often you can find dolphins playing in the water. So that's really fun. But then in Kauai, you can do something like you can go river kayaking or do some kind of a boat ride along the Hulu'ia River and see lots of different birds and wildlife along there. And of course, the beautiful landscapes. So different types of activities, but kind of also some of the same. With snorkeling, you can find it either place, but there are some other specific things that might be specific to each island. Okay, so let's jump into talking about wildlife. Maui is great for the annual migration of the humpback whales. And usually you will see those, January through March-ish. Probably not the end of March, but through middle of March. So January, February is a perfect time to go to Maui if you want to see the humpback whales, because it's perfect. Awesome. And you can take a boat tour, you can take a kayak excursion, you can just do anything like that and just do some whale spotting off the coast. So it's really amazing. Maui also is known for its concentration of sea turtles. You can see those both snorkeling and also along the beaches sometimes, depending on the time of year and when you go. So Kauai also has wildlife. Their biggest claim to fame with wildlife is the monk seals that they have along the coastlines. Now, this picture of monk seals is like these little babies, and they look like they're just such cute, furry little, they almost look like otters, little furry little creatures, and they're just really cute. But actually, monk seals can grow really big, like a great big seal, and you can see them sunning along the rocks and things along the coastlines. So that's the differences in wildlife. So what about the overall vibe? And this is where you will find the biggest difference, I think. Maui is more diverse. So if you want a lot of different activities to do, entertainment, things like that, Maui would be your best choice. Maui is great for families. It's great for, like, if you had a group of people and they had different ages or different interests, things like that, Maui would be a great place to go. Maui also has more shopping, more attractions, activities, and nightlife. It's really popular with newlyweds or first-time visitors to Hawaii because there's just such a wide variety of things to do on Maui. Now, Kauai, on the other hand, is more all about solitude, tranquility, like kind of doing your own thing, being on your own. It's more laid back, more untouched. Kauai, I would say, is really awesome for outdoor enthusiasts, people who want some adventure, connecting with nature. It's just more quiet overall, as far as like fewer people, smaller island, that type of thing. So that's kind of the differences in the overall vibe of the two islands. And so we've kind of gone through all the different little steps. So, and different, I guess, comparisons. So which one is right for you? They both offer a slice of paradise in their own unique ways. Both are amazing. I have been to both. I've sent people to both. Like, they're incredible. And I don't think anybody doesn't love the Hawaiian Islands. So they're great. Maui has better accessibility, like we've talked about, more diverse activities, and a wider variety of landscape. It's a larger island, caters to a wide range of travelers. I really like Maui for a great balance between relaxation and adventure and entertainment. They just kind of have everything. So if you just want to relax on beaches, they've got that. But if you want to go do some things and kind of get out and maybe have a few hours shopping or things like that, Maui is definitely a better place to go of the two islands. Kauai is more secluded. It's more the untouched nature. It's more opportunities for outdoor exploration. If you really want just some really fun hikes and some really great scenery that you can like hike into and get to on your own, not just, having to drive farther, that kind of thing, then maybe Kauai would be your go-to. So if you're looking for a little bit of everything, I would say Maui. If you preferred more just laid back with, you're just going to hang out on the beaches, you're just going to do some hikes, that kind of thing, then I would say Kauai. But another suggestion might be you may want to split your time between the two. So it's a really fun idea to spend a few days on each. Flights back and forth between the islands are plentiful. They are all day long. There are flights going from island to island. They are not super expensive. And so if you really just can't decide, you may want to split your time and spend, if you're staying a whole week, spend part of the week on Maui, part of the week on Kauai, and then you feel like you haven't missed anything, that you've gotten all the things that you have wanted to go to Hawaii for. So I love the possibility of going to either island and having such a fun experience either place that you are. You can't go wrong with either one, but one may cater more toward what you're looking for than the other. So let me know if you want some help, some direction in processing which one to go to and in planning how to get there and what to do. I have lots of suggestions for activities and different things you can do. Some cost money, like their actual tours, and some are just things you can do that really don't cost that much. Some fun things that you can do just kind of on your own that you don't have to do with a tour. So anyway, thanks for joining me and talking with me about Hawaii and Kauai versus Maui and which one might be a better destination for you next time you go. So we'll talk to you later. Thanks. If you've enjoyed this podcast, I would invite you to like, share, or leave a review. Let's help grow our wellness travel community.